We can continue with Jaume Sánchez from 3Dthink-TalX. Please.
Hello, everyone. My name is... okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jaume Sánchez, CEO and co-founder of 3Things. And today, I'm going to show you two projects in 10 minutes. The first one is TalX, and the second one is emotional science. Raise the hand if you use a messenger app, like WhatsApp. So pretty much everyone. And the fact is that we use WhatsApp at any time for everything. So, and that's exactly the problem that we face, because this kind of application have been made for people with average abilities and average people. So more than 1 billion people faces accessibility problems while using these applications, and these are especially people with disabilities. To fix this, we have created TalX. We released the app last June, and we are present all over the world with more than 27,000 downloads already. This map that you see on the display is real, and we have a strong presence in countries of Africa. But what is TalX? TalX is not the next niche product just for few people with a lot of problems, but TalX is an accessibility app, and we understand accessibility as a product that can be used by everyone, regardless of their abilities. And this is our focus. This is how we build TalX. What makes us different? For example, we have a speaker and a messenger at the same time. We are unique doing this in the world. We have accessibility tools like Háblalo, but we have here 20 minutes ago an alert. We have also an alert integration because, okay, Generalitat de Catalunya, how you measure, how you trigger the alert with people with disabilities? We could have a solution for you. So we are the only ones doing IoT together with WeChat, because we believe that IoT devices can be an extended arm for people with disabilities. Well, these are our KPIs, our engagement funnel so far. I must tell you, this looks more like an umbrella than a funnel, but we are here since 4 months, and if we talk, for example, about WhatsApp, they are here since 20 years. So how to convert this umbrella into a proper funnel? We believe in AI. We are introducing AI features to our application. We need to partner with other foundations and businesses to make them more accessible. And we are also developing IoT devices. And talking about IoT devices, 2 years ago, we realized that even if you make the best app with the best phone, some people will still have some kind of stress while using this kind of applications, especially if we talk about people with disabilities. And then we tried to solve this problem. How to solve the problem of stress with data and science rather than with opinions. And that's why we came to cortisol, because the cortisol is the stress hormone today. And to measure cortisol, we do that with invasive methods. I mean blood extractions. And these are punctual measurements that are very costly and difficult to realize, because this can have to be made at hospitals or care centers. So this is clearly not the solution. So we wanted to do something better. We are an accessibility company. We wanted to do a better sensor, accessible one. So it was clear for us that we cannot go for the blood, but other fluids. And that's why I have good news for you. 1 year later, we have developed the first, well, not the first, but we have developed a sensor that can measure cortisol in the low concentrations that allow us to go for saliva. And this is our next project that I wanted to show you. because measuring in Silva makes the door open to be more accessible, because we don't need to be in a hospital to make these measurements. We can do that at home. We can do real monitoring of cortisol, because we can make a lot of tests during the day. So this is a very nice technology. And do you want to hear more good news? Yes, we are not the only ones doing this in the world. And for example, Ellie is the winner of the CES in Las Vegas this year, just doing the same as we do, measuring cortisol on saliva. But they are also ready as us to measure other hormones, because we have developed a technology that is able to measure every hormone and biomarker that is present on saliva. But this is not the only thing. We can measure all of these biomarkers at the same time. So, and this is really important, because imagine measuring cortisol, testosterone, and progesterone at the same time. This opens a great field for digital health. And of course, with this huge market, these huge possibilities, which is our segmentation? Well, we will go for a wellness product first, to later validate this as a clinical device. Yeah, you see here our device, the first concept of our device, and you will need to buy something like a phone, more or less, and you will need to buy the sensors that you will use one time and use every time that you want to make another measurement, another test. So, of course, this system will have its own application, but it can be also connected to TalX, the app that I told you before. And of course, we are registering everything. We are patenting our technology, and this is our team. We are not alone doing this. This is a public-private collaboration with two of the best research centers in Catalonia. And I would like to give you a special mention to Betsabe Melkon, because she's gonna validate our technology by the beginning of next year. We are funding 350K to achieve our target, to bring this into the market. But this is not just a question of money. We want to contact with you guys, partnering, to help us, bringing this into our reality, to make digital health more accessible for everyone. Thank you very much for having me. I will be it will be a pleasure to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaume. Let's wait. If the public wants to make some questions, please.
No questions? No. Everything clear?
One question over there.
Yeah. Once again, did you know exactly how are you going to put your solution in the system? I mean to say, for example, in hospitals and primary care, which is the patient journey.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the journey will be first having a wellness device. It's pretty much what Ellie is doing in the US. They are they have a sensor that is validated for wellness, and later on, or maybe on parallel, we can release a clinical device. Why to do that? Because we need to be fast on the market. The world is spinning very fast, and by doing so, we can be really fast on the market, get some money to then make a clinical validation. This is our strategy. We are following the strategy of Ellie. Ellie is doing exactly like this.
Hi. Here.
Sorry.
Thank you for the presentation. I was just wondering, Is the swap for measuring cortisol reusable, and how much would it cost if, let's say, in a month I would like to do it 10 times?
So the cost for us will be less than €1, and of course this is a thing that we need to improve, because this is a one-use sensor, and when it's used you have to put it on the trash. Okay, but we are contacting also with these research centers to make a biodegradable sensor that once you drop it, it lands not in a landfill, for example. But this is something that we need to investigate, because at the moment we are using electrochemical science, and if we change to a biodegradable sensor, we need to use optic methods to measure the cortisol variation.
Yes, sorry, so you can use it only once?
Only one time.
You should throw it away.
And it will cost around €3 per sensor, but we will have some kind of subscriptions. You will get, for example, 100. Don't name me with the costs, because we will try to reduce the cost, of course, but the project is really at the beginning. So we have a sensor on the lab, let me say, but we are trying to industrialize this with trying to make it as accessible as possible. But if you make, for example, the sensor of Ellie is costing from €7 to €22. We will go for around €3, something like that, you know. So we will be really, really cheaper in comparison to Ellie.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you very much for the pitch. I wanted to ask two things. The increases or decreases in stress the tool can measure, at what time frame is this exactly? Is it in terms of minutes, hours, or days that it can detect changes in stress? And also, is it possible to, is there a certain cutoff or a certain detection point in which you can detect like maladaptive stress responses, clinically relevant stress, for example?
Yeah, well, it depends on how many sensors you want to use. So if you want to measure the cortisol, is when you wake up is very high, and if you don't have chronic stress, it will go down during the day. And it is really important to make at least 3 to 4 measurements per day. So this is the only way to do that is having an accessible device and accessible as cheap as possible sensors, and this is what we exactly do. What was your second question? Sorry.
Is it possible to detect like clinically relevant or maladaptive stress responses in persons, in patients?
At the start of our project, it will be a wellness device, so we cannot establish any diagnosis. We will do recommendations of how to lower your stress level, but we cannot invite people to take some action, taking some medicine or something like that, because we will not be a medical device at the start.
Thank you for the pitch. I am having a hard time understanding, you know, the competitive analysis with your go-to-market strategy. So in the competitive analysis, you said that you can, your advantage is your ability to measure multiple hormones all together, right? Mm-hmm. So it seems, and it, as you described before, it seems like it's going to be much cheaper than what hospitals are doing. Mm-hmm. But in your go-to-market, you did not mention you know, it's like hospitals or helping out with the, you know, it's like with the labs that hospitals might order. Even though it seems to me this could actually increase the access. Like it democratizes the labs maybe, or, you know, it's like it reduces the cost or reduces the time waiting for the labs for the hormones. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, as I told you, for the moment, Ellie costs from €7 to 22, depending on how many sensors you buy. And they are using antibodies. So if you know something about antibodies, they are very expensive, and they are also, they have, you need to maintain it in low temperatures, and they have an expiration date. We are not using antibodies, so our technology allows us to be way more cheaper than them. So you will need to buy a device. The device will be around 100 euro, 150, but the sensors will be less of 3 euros. So you can, at the end, you will be cheaper with us.
So is the antibodies mechanism that you have mentioned maybe more effective or more clinically validated? That's why the hospitals use it?
We don't know. We are not using the antibody system, but our system measures cortisol in the low concentration that we have on Salebad. Of course, you have to test, to use our test before eating, when waking up, and with not contaminated saliva, you know. So, but this will be, of course, mentioned in our guide of use of the product.
Okay, and it seems like your MVP right now is not measuring the other hormones. You are only focused on cortisol for right now.
For right now, we are focused on cortisol, but the lab with which we are working with has already a lactate sensor that is also in the public project that we are doing with them. So we can integrate both sensors in one to get the cortisol and lactate at the same time. And this is unique.